What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We are finally going to be starting our next franchise journey today, and I'm excited. And as you guys can see from the thumbnail, you already know who we are going to be going with. We are going to be rebuilding the Houston Texans. I have been messing around with this game since the early release and the EA Play release, so it's probably like since Monday of last week, and I think I've gotten a pretty good handle of the game. There are still going to be things that we're going to have to adjust on the fly, sort of like, sliders and maybe XP for development and the little things like that. But I don't want to wait around. I don't foresee them doing any major overhaul to the franchise. They would have announced that already. So we're just going to go ahead and dive into this franchise today and get started on this long-term rebuild. But first, before we get to that, I did want to just mention the Vikings franchise and how that ended, and I ran into another sort of snag. So some of you guys know that I was doing the offline mode so I could control all the franchises. I control the teams, and during my sims, I backed out, did some other stuff, came back, was going to record sort of just like a long-term simulation, like into the future. 6-7 years in the future, see where everybody stayed. And I ended up having a corrupt file, and I thought I was ahead of the game, and I even had a backup file saved, and apparently that got corrupted. So I don't know how or why that happens, but I was doing some digging and I found out that that's sort of just a thing that some offline franchises have been doing for a couple of years. I'm really happy that it didn't happen throughout the course of the year. And even though the Vikings franchise ended not where I wanted it to, we at least got to the ending, sort of. The ending was Madden 23. So this is unfortunate. I don't have anything to really go off of with you guys for like what ended up happening, because I wanted to do that and I just couldn't even load into the franchise. We know this game is buggy. So unfortunately, the Vikings franchise is just an unfinished story, really. We missed out on the last season with the Super Bowl loss, and that's unfortunately where we have to end it. But I am super excited to start with the Houston Texans. So we are here in preseason week 1. I have decided to remain with Lovie Smith as the head coach. We'll just play it out. We're going to let this team play like they were supposed to for at least the first season. I'm not going to do a whole bunch of moves, really. I might add a few pieces for the preseason just to get an idea of what we have available to us and who's going to be the best 53 for us to put out there. But for the most part, this is going to be straight up Houston Texans year 1 franchise, and we're going to use the players that they have. And now there's been a lot of franchises started, and I have not seen. I'm assuming there's a YouTuber out there that did a Texans franchise, obviously, but I was doing some looking around, and a lot of the major ones that I follow and watch myself are not doing one, and which is awesome because the Houston Texans were actually on my short list. As you guys know, if you watch my top 5 teams to rebuild video, they were number 1. And if you have not seen that video, I will make sure that it's linked in the description below so you can check that out on the channel, and maybe that'll help you find a team that you want to use. But this was a team that I knew for a while that I really wanted to work with, because you can look at every other team in the league and they have at least a starting identity. The Falcons were another team that I was considering, and even looking at them, they have Kyle Pitts, they have AJ Terrell on defense, they have Deion Jones, they have pieces. They have seriously good pieces. This Texans team really has like no pieces. I was really shocked looking through the roster and just like, there is really nothing here. Yes, there are some quality players here, but what I'm talking about is those players that when you think of the team, you think of those players. We are going to rock with Lovie Smith as the coach, and we're going to rock with the same schemes. We're going to rock with the same playbooks, and we're just going to sort of react. And I also wanted to bring up right away, I'm going to be doing this different. Because of that issue I had on 22, I'm not trusting offline now, which is really unfortunate. So I'm going to be doing online, and I don't know how it's going to work, but apparently they do have new trade logic and they have new draft logic. So I hope that they really do, because it would be so much nicer if I didn't have to do all of that crazy stuff to try and run a franchise. I shouldn't have to. One thing that I do know is that the fatigue does still sort of affect teams. I did a couple of sims just to see. So what I'm going to do to make things as fair as possible is I am going to leave my practicing on full pads split instead of half pads, because that's what's going to give me the most potential for, altered game plans, whether it be, players getting hurt or fatigue setting in. I don't want it to be unfair for me compared to other teams. I do not want to just win games because, week 11 through 18 is just full of teams that are too fatigued to play. I would rather be us have fatigue just the same as them if that's going to be the case. And in fact, I'm only going to allow myself, I want to say 3 times a year or 3 times a season where I can do half pads. And that's only if the fatigue gets too bad, I think is what we're going to do. And of course, I'll just adjust this as we go if need be. But for right now, that's what I'm going to do to try and make things as even as possible across the board. Without further ado, it's time for us to meet the new team. Some of you may already know exactly who they have. Some of you might not. We're going to go through, we're going to look at the roster. I'm going to give you guys my opinion on the people we have and what we could potentially do with them and where we are going to be looking at filling in the years to come. Starting with the quarterbacks, I think it's a pretty obvious room. Is Davis Mills the quarterback of the future for the Texans? Is he the quarterback now? Can he grow into that? He's a 71 overall. He's got the QB of the future tag. He's only 23 years old, and he has star depth. There's not really anything else behind him aside from, Kyle Allen might be a decent number 2 option, but this season is going to be very important to see where Mills is at. Do we need to draft a quarterback, or can we roll with Mills for a couple of seasons and see where he goes? The running back room is very interesting because on one hand, you have Marlon Mack, who is a veteran, but not too old, where you don't really want to play him and you'd rather play somebody else. But then they went ahead and they drafted Dameon Pierce out of Florida, who I think is going to be the starter on this team eventually. And I think he deserves to be. I've been watching some preseason football, of course, and I did watch the Texans game. So I was like, if I'm going to do a Texans franchise, I should probably have an idea of how this team is operating right now. And Pierce just seems to be running with a vengeance, man. He just seems to be running with authority. And I think that I want to try and let him be the starter for this season. No offense to Marlon Mack, but I think Pierce is going to be if there's a future starter on this team, obviously it's Dameon Pierce. And I want to know what we have before we get to the offseason. Wide receiver is filled with a lot of, I don't even know what to call these guys. I mean, I do know that, Cooks has played decently for their number 1. I'm not a fan of Brandon Cooks as a number 1 receiver. I think he's always been a great number 2 option, but I don't know if he's a guy that you can really rely on for every scenario a receiver goes through as a number 1. And then there's a few veterans here in Philip Dorsett, Chris Conley, Chester Rogers, Chris Moore, and then a whole bunch of young guys. Nico Collins is somebody that I am very, very high on. I am actually going to be having him start for us. He is going to be our guy this season, and I want to see if we can build him into something awesome. Unfortunately, John Mechie is not going to be with us because of his real life battle with leukemia, which I hope that he comes back better than ever, and pray for a speedy recovery. And of course, Madden, trying to be realistic, did give him an injury just to make sure that he doesn't play for this first season. But next season, I think this is going to be a guy that we can really rely on and have to utilize, because him and Collins could be a great 1-2 combo. And then down here, we have a couple of potential, 53 players, but if not practice squad, Connor Weddington and Jalen Camp, both of which I've seen some pretty decent things out of. I mean, obviously they're not torching any defenses, but the few plays that I've seen them in for the Texans this preseason so far, that looks like, they might have a shot. Who knows? Maybe if it's just special teams, but we will be giving them a shot as well to see if they can make the roster. If there's going to be any kind of shakeup, I feel like it's going to be with this wide receiver core initially. We could try and trade a guy, maybe like Chester Rogers, and see if we can get a position elsewhere to, try and establish something for us. The new get offers feature that Madden has now, I really want to try and test that out a little bit and see what can come from it. See if there is any decent offers out there for us with some of the players we have. Not that we're going to upgrade players, but even if we can get, a 69 or 70 overall younger player in exchange for Chester Rogers at a different position, it might help us out in the long run. This tight end room is pretty bad, but I do love Brevin Jordan. I think he could be a future tight end 1 for us. He's going to be tight end 1 this year. What I mean though is I don't think we're going to have to draft somebody else. I really want to try and make him work. He probably would have been a much higher overall this year for Madden if it wasn't for him playing, you know, I know he was limited last year in how much he got to play. And I think that really messed with his development Madden-wise anyway, but you could see flashes when he did play. You know, he is very athletic, 85 speed, 89 excel, and, you know, he can catch the ball rather well as well for a tight end. I think he ends up being a sleeper player for us this year, and it could end up being Davis Mills' best friend. We know how tight ends have worked for the franchise in the past. Behind him is Pharaoh Brown. He's going to probably be here just because of his cap penalty. I can't see wasting $3 million in penalty on him to cut him. And then Tegan Quitoriano, I think we're going to give him a shot to be tight end 3. We might bring in another veteran to see, you know, if there's a better option there and he could ride the practice squad for a season. These guys, I'm probably going to end up just cutting. There's no point in us having them on this roster. Why would I pay Anthony Auclair $1.5 million to be a 62 overall? That just, no. We're going to cut him, get that money back. Mason Schreck, if he was younger, he might be a practice squad potential, but there's that overall, that age, there's no point. And I understand John Weeks is the long snapper. I don't care. I'll end up bringing in a mentor tight end if that's the case, so we can keep that role. And if I do find somebody with that role, then, like I said, we'll bring him in. Weeks is out of here. We're obviously set at left tackle with Laramie Tunsil. I don't foresee, you know, anything changing there. He's only 28 years old. For a lineman, that's really not that bad. He's got a good 5 or 6 years left before he's really going to start becoming a liability, I believe. Probably before he even starts regressing. One key player that I'm really keeping an eye on to become a sort of a core player of ours is Kenyon Green, the rookie left guard. Great pick for the Texans. I think the Texans had one of the best drafts of the entire offseason, to be honest. They got, I would say, 3 immediate starters with the potential for 5 starters at the end of it all. And that's all you can really ask for with a draft. But with Kenyon Green here, of course, I mean, he's going to start right away. There's no point not starting him, and he'll end up being a great piece for us here soon. Everywhere else, though, we do have to work on. Justin Britt's our starter, 31 years old. AJ Can, starter. And a lot of these guys have high penalty. I look at $6 million in penalty for Britt, 4.3 for Can, and then even 3.39 for Howard. I mean, we're going to be sort of stuck with these guys at the very least in a depth role. And for now, they're going to have to be our starters. So it's going to be a tough sledding for a bit here, offensive line wise. On the D-line, we have some really good players too, man. I like Jerry Hughes. I think, I mean, obviously he's getting up there, 34 years old, but initially, even if it's just for this season, I think that's a really good player to have. Mario Addison, another veteran. He's not as good, but I think that this would be a situation where, you know, one of these other guys would start ahead of him, but he's got the mentor role too. So him and Hughes both have a mentor role. And there's younger guys on both sides, like Okoronkwo. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how you say his name. Derek Rivers, no. But on this side, Jonathan Grenard and Rasheem Green are 2 guys that could really benefit from that mentor role. So we'll probably slide one of them over here just to have them affect the whole line for us. And I know this is another guy that's been talked about as a potential breakout candidate in real life, and I'm hoping we get him to do that here. He had a pretty good season last year, and it looks like he's poised for a breakout this season so far from what I've read and what I've seen. So we'll be looking to see what he can do for us. Malik Collins and Ross Blacklock are the starters at D tackle, and it'll probably stay that way, at least for this season. I'm probably going to try to move or get Thomas Booker involved a little bit. His overall isn't the best, but just somebody that I think could really benefit us down the line if we can build them up a little bit now. Roy Lopez is here. He'll probably stay on as a backup. I'll probably have him as the 4th defensive tackle, and have Booker as the 3. Maybe get him a little rotation in with Blacklock or Collins. But we do have slim pickings right now at D tackle, but I don't want to crowd this room with a bunch of other people and then stunt the growth of other guys like Booker and Blacklock. The linebacker room is very interesting as well. Kevin Pierre-Louis, veteran player. Jalen Reeves-Maybin. And then Garrett Wallow, who I know was, if I remember correctly, he was more of like he wasn't a huge impact player, but somebody that a lot of the fans wanted to see more of and hoped that he would grow into something more at the left outside position. And then in the middle, of course, veteran Christian Kirksey. And then another guy I'm excited about is Christian Harris, 90 speed, 93 acceleration at middle linebacker. I definitely want to try and get him on the field as soon as we can. And then on this side, Grieger Hill and Cashman. Cashman's another guy that I think has the potential to, he'll probably start for us initially before Harris gets up to speed, but a great depth guy for us. And he's also pretty fast, 90 speed, 91 acceleration. And then we get to the corners, and the corners are very interesting. We have two veterans here, Steven Nelson and Desmond King. And then behind them, who I'm probably going to start over one of them, is the number 2 overall pick, Derek Stingley Jr. out of LSU. Somebody that I was surprised to see go when he did, but really the only reason was because everybody assumed that he wasn't that high on people's boards because of him not playing. But I honestly think he was up there with Sauce. It was, to me, they were 1A, 1B. Sauce, of course, having the more playing time under his belt because he didn't sit out. But Stingley, I thought, was just as good, and I think he's going to be a great corner as long as he stays healthy and he's good. He's going to end up being a cornerstone player for us. And then these are some guys that I've been doing some reading on because watching the Texans games and looking at some Texans fan sites and even looking at the Reddit page that the Texans have, these guys are liked, man. Some people are really hoping that guys like Tavier Thomas and Trayvon Smith, who also acts as a kick returner, start, making some noise. I don't know if they'll be able to at this point. Both of them 26 years old. And there's a lot of other guys on this roster yet, like Fabian Moreau and Kendall Sheffield, but we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll end up moving one of these two guys, or who knows, maybe even both of them, try and free up some cap space, and then also, give more room for some of these other guys like Yadam and, even Smith to maybe even make the active roster, even if it's just a special teams role. And then here is another reason I really wanted to get my hands on the Texans. Jalen Petrie, I think he's going to end up being a great steal in the draft. And obviously right off the bat, he's the starter here and he's going to stay the starter. We're going to see what we can do with him. They don't have much else at the safety position, but Petrie is the now and the future in my opinion. And they have Eric Murray at strong safety. That'll be a position that we'll probably end up having to target early, even if it's in free agency before the draft or, whatever. But I don't foresee Murray staying at the starting position too much longer. And then special teams, we have Fairbairn and we have Johnston. Johnston has a really interesting picture. I wonder if he looks like that in real life. I mean, he looks like a picture of like the old school pictures of babies that you would see, but they just threw like a little piece of hair on top of his head. Like he's got a weird mohawk going on there. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, that's our special teams unit, and that's our team as a whole. And then here is the final reason that I really wanted to get my hands on the Texans. These guys have so much draft capital. 2 first-round picks this year, 2 third-round picks, 2 7ths. Yeah, we don't have a 6, whatever. And then next year, we also have 2 first-round picks, 2 4ths, and 3 7ths. So in the next 2 seasons, we are going to be bringing in a lot of new talent. And I think that this could be a very good rebuild for us. I don't think we'll have, Super Bowl success like we did with the Vikings in like season 2 of the series, but this is going to be really fun. All right, so now that we did the team introduction, I would like to test out some guys and see if we can move 1 or 2 of these guys for some player swaps to see what else is available, and maybe see if we could get, maybe a different veteran tight end for in here, maybe some depth guys on the line, or who knows, maybe even a potential starter, that we could start over Britt or Can, if we can, trade the right guys. You never know what we could find. So that's what I want to do right now. I just want to pinpoint a couple of guys who I would like to move on from. I think we're going to start with Chester Rogers. Yeah, we're going to start with Chester Rogers. I like Conley enough to keep him. Same with Dorsett. I don't think there's much point in trading them right now. Well, maybe we should. I don't know. But right now we're going to start with Rodgers, and we're just going to see what happens. So let's go here. And if you guys don't know about this, definitely check this thing out, because from what I heard, it's actually pretty cool. And you see here now at the bottom, it says get offers if you press triangle. And when you do, it just automatically gives you trade offers, sort of like how NBA 2K does, which is something I've always wanted Madden to have. So I'm really happy that they have this. It's much better than the stupid trade block thing. So let's just look here. And it goes, every team just gives you an offer if they want to be considered for the player. And some of them aren't bad at all. Like even right away, Akeem Davis-Gaither. He's like 24 years old. 72 overall outside linebacker. I do believe the Bengals play in a 3-4 though, so I don't know how well that would fit with us. I don't think anybody's gonna want Dax Milne playing for them anymore. If you guys didn't know about him and the whole Zach Wilson thing with him stealing his girlfriend. Not cool, man. That's bro code 101. Let's see, you can get some decent players. Terrell Basham here, 72 overall. Actually getting some decent offers. Cleveland Farrell from the Raiders. A straight up swap for him. That wouldn't be a bad move. But I sort of like the ends we have. I don't really know if I want to move on from them right now. I would really like to find more of a lineman for us to try and get. Yeah, nobody's giving up anything for him. All right, so the first move I'm going to make is I took Isaac Yiadom and Kendall Sheffield, 2 corners that we have, and I am going to package them together to get us a guard. Will Hernandez from the Cardinals, and also a 7th round draft pick. We have so many corners, and our line is just in such a tough spot. I'd like to bring in Hernandez, who's 26 years old. We'll start him over Can at right guard, and then we'll have a decent base to start off with across the front of the line. So let's go ahead and make this move. All right, so I have decided that we can always sort of push these players together, right? To get what we really need. I mentioned I want to bring in another tight end. Ian Thomas would be a really good option for us at tight end. He's a little bit younger too. Yeah, we bring in Colin Thompson, but I would just end up cutting him. But we get rid of Chester Rogers, we get rid of Burkhead and a 7th, and we bring in Ian Thomas. And that could sort of help us form this, this offense. I do expect us to need to have a 2 tight end set, and I don't like who we have behind Jordan right now. So I think we're going to have to go ahead and we're going to make this move for Ian Thomas. Give ourselves 2 decent athletic tight ends to roll with into the season for Davis Mills. And I had no plans on using Burkhead or Rogers anyway, and we give up a 7th. We have 2 more. So let's go ahead and let's make this trade. All right, so this is our tight end room right now. We have 5 guys total. It's going to be a tough battle, but I did bring in Luke Stocker from free agency just to have that mentor tag for our other tight ends. And I am going to start Jordan over Thomas, as much as I know Thomas is a little bit better, but I don't care. I think that Jordan is the future, so I want to get him started on that right away. Yeah, so this is the tight ends we're going to roll with into the preseason. We're good there. Looking at the line, I would like to bring in another player here in replace of this. I should try and make a move for Jerron Christian that we were seeing before, just to have a decent backup, because not looking good. And now, of course, Will Hernandez, I'm going to start him over AJ Can at right guard. And then, yeah, that's still that. We still have a lot of corners here. Chances are a lot of these are already spoken for. These top 4 spots are pretty much already set in place. And then it's really just who's going to be that 5th corner that makes it through the cracks between these 3. I would like to have MJ Stewart or Tremon Smith be the guy, because Smith does add that return ability for us. Okay, so after those couple of trades that I made, I went to the free agent pool. And I actually found a couple of players that I think could add to our success right now. And that was a couple of key veteran offensive linemen. J.C. Treader and Brian Bulaga, both sitting in free agency. Of course, Bulaga, long past his prime. J.C. Treader, still not sure why he's sitting in free agency and nobody is trying to sign him. But we will. And now our line actually looks sort of competent. I'm not too upset with this right now. And then on the defensive side of the ball, Landon Collins still sitting in free agency, sort of like, the situation with with J.C. Treader. I don't know why nobody's signing him, but I will. Oh, yes. And now our strong safety is much better than it was before. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to make sure we roll with Landon Collins this season. Give us a little bit of an edge to see what we can do with the team that's here now. And maybe some of these veterans can help with the roles of like those new player tags for our other players to see maybe we can get some extra XP for these guys. So I'm just going to go through, make sure that the guys that I just signed have a decent number and they don't look stupid. And then it's going to be our first game of the preseason against the Saints. So I'll see you guys in a second. All right, so I had to skip a play because I forgot to turn off the commentators like a genius. 2nd and 8 here for Jameis as he's rolling out of the pocket. He's going deep right away. And there's a flag down and catch made and some weird glitchy stuff happening. Don't tell me we're going to get called for PI too. We are. Oh, man. Oh, boy. Well, that's definitely not how we wanted to start this game out. So right away, one of our best corners gives up a huge play. Handoff to Kamara, and he'll get just a gain of a couple. The first play, he had another run sort of like that I skipped through because, well, like I said, I forgot to turn the commentators off. Winston looking to throw, going to the end zone, and it is caught. Oh, my gosh. Who was that this time? Was that Landon Collins, our new safety. Just giving it all up. Wow. Well, that was quick, guys. Okay, so the defense did not do so hot on their first series on the field, and now we're going to get a first look at Davis Mills and this offense. I do have Dameon Pierce starting at running back. Marlon Mack is still the third down back, so we'll get a chance to see both of them. And we'll start with Pierce, and Pierce right away pushing himself forward to the 21, a nice gain of 5. Nice way to start. We're going to go through the air. Blitz is coming. Mills gets rid of it, but Nico Collins looks like he was not ready for it. And it bounces off his shoulder pad, and it's going to bring up 3rd down. A nice blitz by the Saints. They got right through. Yeah, I have a feeling this line is going to be some issues for us until we can bolster him up a little bit. Mills standing tall in the pocket. Nice delivery to Brandon Cooks, and he's got himself a first down. There we go. Back to Pierce off the left side. Right side. Same play, it looks like. This time he's got a little bit of room, but he still is only able to get a few. I'll give him 2, but yet only 1 on the marker, so it's 3rd and 9. Very confusing. Mills gonna have to throw this one. He does, down to the right side, and he throws it out of bounds, and we are gonna go and open up with a punt. And here we go. Excellent field position for us because of the great punt on our last failed attempt at offensive drive. And now Pierce is in motion to the outside. Mills all alone in the backfield. Quick shot over the middle. Cooks is there, and he makes the catch. Gain of 9. Another pass here on 2nd and 1. Quick throw again. It's Collins this time, and he makes the catch. Mills getting the ball out of his hands rather quickly, which I like to see. And that time finding Collins for his first catch. Collins in motion, fakes the handoff to him, gives it to Pierce, who runs right into Davis, and he spears him to the ground. No gain. 2nd down. Mills, quick throw again, and it cannot be caught. Ian Thomas over the middle. Tyrann Mathieu does an excellent job at the point of contact of breaking up that pass, and now it's going to be 3rd and 10. Mills fires it. He's got a man. It's Collins again, and he's out of bounds at the 13. A very nicely placed pass from Davis Mills over the top of the defender, right in the little cranny that Collins had room to make the catch, and we will move the chains. Here, look at this. Look at that. Right over the top of the linebacker. Collins just sitting there. Beautiful play. Can we tie things up here midway through the first? Mills in the shotgun. Looking. Lets it go to the end zone. Oh, and it's intercepted. He was looking for, I'm not even sure who that was. It was Chris Conley. And he throws it right into the arms of the defense. Man. Yeah, that safety was just sitting there waiting. Marcus May, it looks like. You have to look those guys off if you're going to try to go over the middle, and he doesn't do that. Winston, quick throw outside, and it's intercepted. Desmond King making up for his first play of the game when he gave up the deep pass to Michael Thomas. He undercuts the slant route there and makes the play. I never thought I would see Michael Thomas would catch a slant route. Desmond King knew he was coming. Who doesn't? No, they're just going to go for it. They're smart. They saw what happened to our kicker. 4th and 4, preseason football. You go for it on 4th, and that's what Winston's doing. Standing there, taking a shot, and it's intercepted again by Desmond King. 2 picks in a row, and he's going to take it all the way out to the 45. Excellent play by Desmond King so far. So the defense has been playing well for us so far today. Offense just cannot get rolling. Play action, and Jonathan Grenard gets the sack. First one of the day. He didn't fall for the play action, and Grenard pushes him all the way back to the 4-yard line. Here we go, 3rd and 15 for New Orleans. Can we get off the field again? Stepping back, lets it go, and it is caught by Taysom Hill. Are you kidding me? There's no way Taysom Hill is actually good at football. This is ridiculous. So we let Taysom Hill, a guy who doesn't have a position, catch a 34-yard pass. And now they're all the way out to the 41. Dalton scanning, under pressure. He's going to go down. Okoronkwo. That's what it is. He gets the sack with Rasheem Green following closely behind. And now 2nd and 21. Okoronkwo. I got to get used to saying that. Watch me still say it wrong. Dumped down over the middle. Caught. Traquan Smith brought down at the 36. He's going to leave another 3rd and long. 3rd and 15. Let's just not let Taysom Hill make a bunch of catches this time. Play action. Dalton rolling out. Bombs it. Heaves it down the sideline. Throws it away. Here we go. Another option for us. And Kyle Allen will come in at quarterback. Oh, a dump down. And it is Royce Freeman making the catch. We got to find something to do on offense here. Got to find a way to make some plays. Otherwise, this is going to be a very boring game for us. Oh, look at this. RPO for Kyle Allen. Get down, man. Read option. That was not RPO, read option. And Kyle Allen takes it all the way out to the 38. Best play of the day for us so far. Allen, quick throw over the middle. It's caught by Jalen Camp, who's turning it upfield. Is he going to make it? No, he's caught at the 2-yard line. Jalen Camp with an amazing catch and run. Just could not finish it in the end zone. But what a play. Jalen Camp, only 63 overall, but making plays for us here in this preseason game. Let's see if he can finish this drive off. He is listed down at the left side. Let's see if we can get it back to him to finish this off for a touchdown. Come on, Allen. Quick throw over the middle. It's caught. Touchdown. It's Dorsett this time. And we get the touchdown we were looking for. Going to tie this thing up here in the second. Here we go. 1st and 10 for New Orleans. Dalton, last time out, couldn't get much going. This time he's going to hand it off to Mark Ingram. And Ingram, former Texan. I think he was here for like a season or two, if I remember correctly. Brought down at the line. Maybe it was just one season. Either way, 2nd down. Quick throw outside. Caught. 1st down. Nice little route there by 12. Whoever that guy is. Oh, Chris Olave. I forgot he was number 12. I said whoever that guy is like he's nobody. Only one of the top receivers in the draft this year, right? 1st and 10. Handoff up the middle, and we get great pressure right away. Christian Harris, the one doing the damage. There's actually Thomas Booker who blew up the lane there. You saw him make the play, and then Harris came up behind him to fill in the gap along with Warlow. Uh-oh, Dalton going to get sacked. He coughs it up, and we are going to recover it. Defense is stepping up big time in our opening game. Okoronkwo making the play, getting the sack, and then whoever the heck number 8 it is recovered it. Is that Moreau? Fabian Moreau? Maybe? I don't know. I just rhymed. I'm pretty talented. All right. Well, Kyle Allen comes back out here. Last drive out, of course, we know the big play by Jalen Camp let us down for that quick touchdown. Handoff to Freeman. And he will not get much. Gain of 1. Allen lets it go over the middle. And it's Jalen Samuels making the catch. Samuels is a guy that I brought in, along with Otis Smith, actually, at running back, to just give us a little bit more variety and see who else we could, add to this team. As he was more of a receiving type of back, as you see there. It turned out to be pretty true. Makes a nice catch, makes a big play, and we're already down to the 13-yard line. Fake to Dorsett, hand off to Freeman, and there was nobody falling for that one. A loss of 3. And it was Peyton Turner making the stop. Let's go back to the air here. We got Weddington, I believe that is, up top. Oh, another read option. Oh my God, man, you got to start sliding. He just took a shot from the linebacker. Luckily, he didn't fumble, but I'm not liking this right now, Kyle Allen. Allen scanning. Lets it go to the end zone. Incomplete. He was looking for Ian Thomas, and we'll have to settle for 3, but we will take the lead as long as Fairbairn can make this, which he does. There it is. 10-7 Texans. Dalton getting another shot here. They have not had a good outing since Dalton has come in to play. Our defense, though, has, and as you saw, Christian Harris once again making plays in the backfield. Okoronkwo is also making a lot of great plays. Quick throw over the middle, caught. Back, fires it deep, and it's overthrown out of bounds. And thanks to sort of a bad punt and bad field position, the Saints start off with already across midfield. Dalton looking to take it all right away, but once again could not find his player down there. It was Chris Olave. 2nd and 10. 2:47 to go. It's been a very long quarter, I feel like. Looking for the screen. This time they're successful, at least getting the catch off, but Blacklock was ready, and he brings him down at midfield. A loss of 3. Defensive line is definitely getting a really big push so far in this second quarter. Much better than the first quarter. They did hold up, though, in the first quarter. Just not as much. And, oh, wow. Oh, another one. Picked off. Who is that? Number 23. I don't know who you are, but you're making a big play. Who was that? Who was that? Oh my gosh, I really should have wrote down some of these names and numbers so I don't get them mixed up. I feel bad. Allen looking and taking it all the way, and it's incomplete. I'll have to look that up. I'm sure somebody's already mad at me right now watching this that I got that name wrong, but I can't help it. Blitz is coming, picked it up nicely. Allen dumps it off over the middle. It's caught. And it is that Weddington on the catch? It looks like it. And after that catch, it's 1st and goal to the 9. Allen looking for the screen. This time we do set it up successfully, but just like we did, they have a backer there to bring us down right away. We'll call a timeout here with 1 minute to go in this first half. We're looking to go up even more with a chance to take a 10-point lead. Kyle Allen has scored all 10 of our points. Well, gotten them on the board, I should say. Allen back. Uh-oh, he's going to get sacked, and he goes down. Excellent pressure off the edge. He came from behind Allen. Never even knew he was there. 3rd and goal now. We need a big play here, and we just dump it down to Thomas. And we're going to take our field goal before half. Here we go to start things off in the 3rd quarter. Kyle Allen sending Dorsett in motion. Fakes it to him, gives it to Freeman. And Freeman not able. I really do not like how this playbook has the running backs play. I really don't like it at all. Quick throw, a nice throw, caught by Weddington. Yes, Weddington again with another catch. So far, Camp and Weddington have actually been probably the most dynamic players that we've had right now. Nice handoff. That time was a nice move by Freeman as he'll work his way to midfield. But yeah, I mean, all the other guys, I mean, they made plays, and of course it was against starters, but so far our flashiest plays have been by Weddington and Camp. As, once again, we fail to run. 3rd and 5, now we're going to have to go back to the air, I imagine. Allen. Quick throw over the middle. Weddington again, and oh boy, he's gone. Touchdown, Texans. What a play by Kyle Allen. He finds the man. Weddington runs a great route. Gets the separation inside and then uses his speed to turn on the Jets and take off all the way to the end zone. Great play. Oh, right there. Camp actually gives him a little bit of a pick route there. We won't call it that, but that's essentially what that does, hoping one of those defenders gets sort of tripped up, and now we're going to go for 2. Why not? Make it a straight-up 14-point game. Allen, quick throw, and it is caught. It's Weddington again. Wow, big game so far for our young receivers. Here we go, Dalton back out on offense. Late handoff to Ingram. Blacklock just bullying him out there. Wallow tried to bring him down, but Blacklock's like, nah, man, you're going to take a seat right now. Nice play. I am really, really liking the tenacity that some of these lower overall guys are playing with right now. Oh, free blitzer, but they still get it off, and Ingram is almost to the first down marker. Brought down just short at the 35. Now 3rd and 1. Do they go back to the ground? No, they're going to go for the quick pass, and it is intercepted. I believe that was Derek Stingley. Yes, it is. It's our 5th interception, 4th interception of the day. I'm not even sure anymore. We have had so many great plays from the defensive backs. Now, Kyle Allen, once again, he's led us on all of our drive. Every point has come from Kyle Allen at quarterback. 21-7. Dorsett in motion. This time they actually give it to Dorsett, who's got some speed. He's down the sideline and finally brought down at the 10-yard line. What a play. We've seen them fake that about 3 or 4 times. And then we set it up. The Saints were done trying to cover it. They're like, well, they're just using it as a decoy. So that time they stay home, try to bring down the running back, and the whole time they were going to give it to Dorsett, and they did not see it coming whatsoever. A huge run. And now we're going to hand it off to Freeman, and oh, he cuts back up inside, and he'll only get a yard, but he worked for that yard. That went from a negative 4-yard play to a gain of 1, so we'll take it. 2nd and 9. Another handoff to Freeman, and Freeman stiff-arming off of one defender, but there was too many guys there, and he's brought down at the 6-yard line. There we go, another 3rd and 5. Basically call this 3rd and goal. If we get the first down, we got the touchdown. And we're going to get that touchdown with Phillip Dorsett over the middle. We are on a roll here. Saints back out on offense, I formation. And they're going to give it back to Ingram. And once again, Christian Harris is there along with Blacklock. I've been very, very impressed with both of those guys. Handoff. Oh, man. And he'll get a nice carry that time. A gain of 6. Probably one of the better runs that he's had today. Hey, that's the first time they're going to credit him with a tackle. Wow. I feel like he's been involved on so many plays already. Same with Blacklock. He has been all over the field as well. And they say that's his first tackle. There's no way that is those two guys' first tackle. What? There's no way that is true. Looks like they're playing off a little bit. Maybe a short route here could work. Allen over the middle, and he does get a short route to Jalen Camp across midfield. And another first down. Excellent throw and excellent route. And another field goal attempt. Last time we tried one from anything more than a chip shot, it was a miss, and it was also like a 65-yard attempt. Let's see if Fairbairn can at least hit this. He can. Good job. 1st and 10, Dalton running around, and he's going to go down again. Green and also Blacklock get back there for the sack. This is getting ugly for New Orleans. Dalton under pressure again, and Okoronkwo just smashed him into the ground. 3 sacks on the day for him. Dalton over the middle, another interception. It's Wallow with the pick. I don't know why he ran to the left. He goes to the right. He's probably got a touchdown. But either way, another interception. That is pick number 5 on the day for us. He does a good job of reading that one. Dalton should not have thrown that, but he does, and Wallow makes him pay for it. Steps right in the front of Smith. Read him all the way. All right, since we got good field position, I'll watch this drive, and then I'm just going to sim to the end because, like I said, this game is over. Hand off to Ito Smith, and Smith takes a shot, but he does get down to the 22-yard line. And another handoff to Smith, who, wow, just bursts up the middle of the field and actually gets a pretty good run. I like it. Finally getting a little bit of a running room there. Let's see if we go back to him. We do. Handoff to Smith, and he is tracked down after a short gain of 3. Oh, another handoff to Dorsett, but hey, they did a good job. Peyton Turner sort of took a more of a wide approach and actually cut off the angle he was trying to get to. They learned from the last mistake. Now 3rd and 6 for us. Come on, throw it to Weddington for another one. He's going to Weddington, but he's way out of bounds. Guys, Eric Murray is 23. I can't believe I didn't realize that. But hey, that is the end of the first game, and I gotta be honest, man, I think that we have a lot of work to do. That first drive was very bad defensively. I mean, gave up 2 huge plays right away within 3. I think it was just 2 plays and it was a touchdown. It was so easy. But after that happened and we got out of the first quarter, our defense held for the rest of that game. A lot of turnovers, a lot of sacks, a lot of pressure. Great job in the run game. We had some players really step up who I'm really impressed with right now. Guys like Okoronkwo, Blacklock, Christian Harris stepped up in a big way. I even like some of the things Wallow did. Even with the interception, he did a great job there. It was late in the game, I get it, but overall, I think I liked what he was doing. Offensively, Jalen Camp with that huge play, the first drive he was in, and then also Weddington having, I think, a really good game as well. Philip Dorsett showed that he should possibly be our number 3 receiver outside of Nico Collins and Brandon Cooks. We'll see what happens next week. I'll probably try and filter in those guys that performed well today, more so in the opening lineup, to see what they do against better competition, because obviously you never know. They could be completely different. They could just be taking advantage of the fact that whoever's across from them on that team is not very good. So we do want to test that stuff before we go ahead and start giving them any praise. But I was impressed with a few players, and I can't wait to see what we're going to get out of them next week. As for this video, that's all I got for you guys. I appreciate you guys for watching. If you liked what you saw here, please leave that like down at the bottom. Let me know what you thought in the comments. What do you think of the Texans? Did I make a good choice? Do you not like it? Let me know down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time.